Look at your second page of your Cause and Effect PowerPoint companion. You are going to see the same paragraphs and passages that we have here. As we read, we are going to be looking for causes and effects. Let's start with this passage. Adam clenched his fists. His younger brother had been using his iPod without his permission again. He stomped into his brother's room. How many times have I told you that you are not allowed to use my iPod when I am not home? He said through clenched teeth. What are you talking about? I wasn't using your iPod, said Tyler. Oh yeah, I have evidence. There are fingerprints all over the screen, and I just cleaned it this morning before I left for school, Adam responded. Why are you blaming me? It could have been Mom checking to make sure you are being responsible and not posting anything inappropriate. You know she sometimes does that, Tyler reminded him. Mom wouldn't have left sticky fingerprints on it. I can tell that whoever touched the screen had been eating candy when he was using it, Adam hissed. Tyler tried to think of a quick reply, but nothing came to him. He had been caught. Let's see if we can find some cause and effect relationships in our passage. Let's start by looking at two effects. The first effect is Adam was angry. What caused Adam to be angry? Look in your passage and see if you can find the cause of why Adam was angry. Fill that in. The second effect is Adam determined Tyler had been using his iPod. Why did he determine that Tyler had been using his iPod? What was the cause to him doing that? Look and see if you can find that in your passage. Then fill it in. Once you've filled it in, hit the Enter button to check your answers. All right, let's read a second passage. This time I'm going to give you the cause and I want you to find the effect. This passage says, have you ever gotten shocked right after sliding down a slide at recess? Why does that happen? The answer lies with atoms. All physical objects are made up of atoms. Atoms contain protons, which are positively charged, neutrons, which are neutral, and electrons, which are negatively charged. Most of the time, an object is neutral because its positive and negative charges are balanced. The rubbing of certain materials against one another can sometimes transfer electrons and their negative charges to other objects. For example, when you slide down a slide, your body can collect electrons. These electrons are attached to your body until they can be released. Once you get up from the slide, those excess electrons are waiting to be released from your body. The first thing you touch will get a shock. Look at your graphic organizer. You're going to see two causes. The first cause is a child's clothes rub against a slide. What happens because a child's clothes rub against a slide? Look in your passage. The second cause is the child touches a friend after sliding down a slide. What happens because the child touches the friend after sliding down a slide? Go to the next slide to check your answers. Click through this slide to check your answers. Why is a child's clothes rub against a slide? What happens because of that? Negatively charged electrons are transferred to the child. In the passage, it talked about the transfer of the electrons when a child's clothes rub against it. The second cause was the child touches a friend after sliding down a slide. What happens? The friend gets shocked. Fill in your answers if you didn't get them correct. Let's practice one more time. We're going to read another paragraph, and then I gave you one cause and one effect. You need to find the other effect and the other cause. Follow along on your paper with me. Ouch! You weren't paying attention, and your leg just slammed into your bedpost. Oh, that's going to leave a mark, you think, as you clutch your throbbing shin. It turns out you are right. Within a few hours, you have a purplish blue bruise on your lower leg, right where you bumped it. What causes a bruise to appear? When you crash into things hard enough, you injure your skin. This injury causes tiny blood vessels under the skin, called capillaries, to burst. If you didn't cut your skin, the blood gets trapped below the skin's surface, causing a bruise to appear. Elderly people tend to bruise more easily than children. This happens because skin becomes thinner as humans age. Therefore, as people grow older, even minor bumps and injuries result in bruises. Now look at your organizer. The cause I gave you is tiny blood vessels under the skin burst. What happens when those tiny blood vessels under the skin burst? Find your answer and fill it in. The second one, I give you the effect. Elderly people bruise more easily than children. Why is it that they bruise more easily? Find your cause in your passage. Then click and check your answers. Let's check your answers. For the first one, I gave you the cause. Tiny blood vessels under the skin burst. What happens when they burst? The effect is a bruise forms. For the second one, I gave you the effect. Elderly people bruise more easily than children. Why is it that they bruise more easily? They bruise more easily because skin becomes thinner as humans age. Adjust and fix if you need to.